Hi guys, my name's Bernie again. Thought I'd speak to you about the principle behind step three, which is faith. And we talked about hope in step two. So we moved from hope to faith. We found out that hope came through the program and the people in the program, and some of us are quite happy to have a belief system, but when you come into AA, sometimes it's quite difficult. So faith, Faith, follow along in the hope. So it comes after faith comes after hope, and the hope really is that that in step two you came to believe that some kind of power could restore us to sanity, and whatever that power is, whatever is going to give us the faith to move forward and carry on with the rest of the program. I mean, faith is all men and women have faith, and we have to have some kind of faith in life to see things from a kind of a spiritual point of view. If we didn't have faith, we wouldn't believe, we wouldn't believe in moving forward. We wouldn't believe in certain systems in our society, like doctors and hospitals, and we have faith in those people. We have faith in the police, we have faith in the army, and so we have to have a lot of faith for us to feel comfortable in ourselves, and having faith in a kind of a higher power really is going to give us that structure we need to move forward. Because remember this, we tried to do it ourselves and it just didn't work. And in step three it says came to believe in step three, made a decision to turn our will in our life over. Some people say handed over. There's no such thing as handed over in the AA program. Certainly in pages 1 to 164, there is nothing mentioned about handed over, and it's totally different, handing and turning. One is more spiritual, that's why it's called turning over. If you hand something over to somebody, it's a bit like throwing it out and you throwing it at them. If you hand your defects or your problems over to this higher power, whatever you're going to decide to do, it's a bit of an insult, really. He or she is going to throw it back at you. So it's important to remember to turn it over, and we turn our will and our life over. So my will is my thinking, and my life is my action. So we've made that declaration, if you like, or that decision that we're going to turn those two things over: my will, which I said is my thinking, and my life is my action, and the faith in believing that whatever I turn over to God, or whatever your higher power is, that the faith is that it's going to protect you and care for you as we move through the spiritual dimension of the AA program, because that faith will give us strength to believe that we're gonna get through this, and hopefully not pick up a drink, and give us the courage really. And as time goes on, the belief becomes stronger and the faith becomes stronger. And for some of us, it's just really a matter or a lunge, if you like, into faith, just pushing ourselves and throw ourselves forward and believe in something that's slightly more powerful than us. Because at the end of the day, I think the only faith I had in when I was drinking or when I was in addiction was that where's my next bottle going to come from? So that was the only faith I had, and it certainly doesn't work for us really. So don't be frightened of faith, because the most important thing is to have a belief in something, and certainly that faith is going to push us in the right direction and guide us. At the end of the day, we were on our own. We don't have to be on our own now. We can have guidance from certainly something more powerful than ourselves. And it's that connection really between whatever it is you decide to turn your will in your life over, you know. And some people use the programs, some people use the people in the fellowship, you know, whatever it is, as long as it's not you. If you believe and have faith in something else, it takes that little bit of responsibility away from you, and you don't feel alone anymore. And it is a lonely, sad illness, and there's no need for us to be alone anymore, you know. So faith is the principle behind step 3, and sometimes we talk about surrender as really, and really what that means is we're just surrendering again our will in our life over to whatever this higher power is that you've decided to go with, you know. So again, if we can keep it simple, and again looking at that principle and the virtue of step 3 will give you a little bit more guidance about how the step is from a different angle, you know. I'm not trying to get you to how to use or work that particular step. That's what your sponsor's for, you know. What I'm trying to get here is to get you to look at the principle behind the principle, and how it was formed, the steps in some kind of a spiritual manner, really. And it gives us a chance to look and learn about the steps a little bit more and a little bit more simple, you know. So anyway, I won't go on. I'll talk to you next time about step 4, and the principle behind step 4 is courage. So we have a hope in 2, and now we have faith, and now we're going to go to courage. And again, in step 1, we talked about honesty, which will